Hi everybody. So I will be continuing. This is a few days later since the last video. My friend Ted is not available to help me, so I am doing the final rib hole deburring. So all the rib flange holes have been final drilled, and now I'm deburring all the holes, and then we'll be dimpling the bottom of the ribs. Quick note, you only dimple the bottom of the ribs at this time. You do not dimple the top. And some of the ribs have, the way they're built right near the very front of where the rib is a small flange with two number 40 holes on both the top and the bottom. Those will be riveted to the spar with 426 3-3s or flatheads. The spar is countersunk for those. You do not need to dimple the skins. Oh, sorry, skins. You do not need to dimple the spars in those locations. So don't. You hear? Okay, so I did all of the long deburring first, and now I've got I took the extension off because it's just so much easier to work with without it. It's amazing how a 1 minute and 35 seconds of video, which actually equates out to about an hour and 45 minutes, just flies by like that. Oh yeah, look, he just deburred for a minute and a half. No, it's like 110 minutes. Anyway, now just dimpling the. Oh, sorry, I was having to reflute one of the ribs real quick. You want to hear the funniest part? Come to find out, this isn't even a rib from that wing. So there's two specific wings. The most inboard wings are they're not the standard all-clad that you get. I'm pretty sure they're steel. Anyway, there's only one of those per wing. And I had been showing some people some ribs and just kind of accidentally put both of those ribs, there's only one for each wing, on top of each other. And so there I just went ahead and straightened the flanges and fluted, and I think I also dimpled it as well. Anyway. So here I am, and I'm restacking these wings in order. Now that all the dimpling and everything else is done for the time being, what you start to work on is it's an aileron. It's a different type of aileron attach bracket. This one goes on to the most inboard wing. I think it winds up holding one of those big powder-coated aileron actuator rods that are on the side. I apologize again profusely that I don't remember the names to every single thing. Let me see if I can pull it up while this is going. No, not there. Okay, let's see. Yes, that is the torque tube support assembly. That's what I'm working on right there. And once you're done with that, once you're done mocking up the torque tube, you start working on the inboard and outboard flap hinge assemblies. Now those big pieces that you see sticking out on the side, those are wing numbers, piece wing 1025A. Let me tell you, those things are thick, at least 1/8 of an inch. Deburring each one of those is going to take you some time. You got to get that stamp edge off. You got to put a radius on it. And then once you do, you actually cleco those on with the two hinge rib parts that you saw me deburring a couple of videos ago. And now you can see me match drilling the holes into the rib. So the rib itself doesn't actually have the holes. I think there's about 20 holes that you wind up riveting, because this holds the flaps. And it's got to be stiff. Anyways, now what I'm doing is one of the ribs, so the very outside rib, which I'm just calling number 14, because that's most outboard rib, needs to have the bottom, the aft flange removed. You still keep enough of the flange so that it's got the full 90-degree turn, because it basically, it's got the flange is basically it's a very not a sharp turn, but sharp enough, and then the flat piece of flange metal. Well, you cut off everything past the actual 90-degree bend, so you keep the 90-degree bend and then do the rest. And then once you're done with that, you start removing hardware, because all these nuts and bolts that come with the spar, those actually hook into the ribs, which I will continue to do here and in the next video. So see you soon.